that? Is that better?
Yay!
That's better. Yay!
5. Okay, great. So I guess that's...
And now, can we just lose sound?
I think we did.
No, we.
There it is. No, it's back.
Yeah.
All right, this is going great.
Woo!
Our connection. Really good.
So how are you guys?
Go ahead.
That's good. Yeah, my wife is coming up with wonderful challenges and wonderful things to do. I'm hoping that people will continue to donate to my shame. Please continue to donate to my shame and ongoing discomfort, especially given the fact that I'm going to have to rap in this later.
Almost hard.
Yeah, it'll be a thing.
I was actually wondering, Ben. Hi, Molly. I love you as a penguin. You look so good.
Eyes are up here.
Ben, really quickly before we start asking Molly about her wonderful music, I was wondering if you might like to critique the finer points of the suit that Jeremy is currently wearing and what you think about it as fashion wear.
Here you go,
Trim cut, I
Ben.
noticed.
It's a very trim cut, yes.
Yes.
I will
that-
show
that
you-
Seems like it is a fairly form-fitting bodysuit.
Oh, I like the wing detail. That's
Yeah, you can definitely tell that is custom made.
Yes.
For viewers not in the know, Ben is a dandy geek on Twitter and has lots of wonderful thoughts and opinions on suits and good cuts. He's actually a great person to ask for clothing advice for men's fashion. So.
yeah. One of my favorite things is when we're in a restaurant together and ESPN just happens to be on because there's all kinds of interestingly shaped dudes in suits that are not shaped for them, and it makes Ben so mad. It's really fun.
Yeah, you can usually tell even if you can't see the TV because I will start to develop a facial tick as I'm trying to tamp it down and keep from just
Screaming.
shouting
Yeah.
at everything that is wrong. So yeah.
Well, I'm sure you'll appreciate the custom fit of this one. Then.
Ben, you are aware of Canadian icon, I guess, Don Cherry.
Oh, of course,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course. How could I not know about Don Cherry?
Yeah.
I feel like you guys made us aware of Don Cherry.
Actually, it was
I feel like we
Sharice.
discussed this.
Sharice is the
Sharice,
one
yeah.
who was like, "Do you know who he is? Because I feel like you should know." And then I looked him up, and I was like, "Oh, whoa!" And then found many blogs dedicated to all of his
questionable choices.
very dedicated
He actually
choices.
has
I will say.
like
They can't hear you,
full-time-
Matt.
Oh, can they not?
Yeah.
We can kind of hear.
Yeah.
Those two. He has a full-time suit person who just makes
Matt is saying that he has a full-time suit person who makes all of his stuff.
Yeah. He
So-
makes it
Oh,
African
yeah,
style,
that would
like
make
every
sense.
suit is custom.
Yeah. So apart from all of this wonderful suit talk, Molly, what are you up to right now? We understand that you have a show coming up.
Yes, next week, which is to say Wednesday, November 19th, I've written an entire musical with my friend Josh Kagan called Thanksgiving versus Christmas, about a young lady who is innocently trying to host a Thanksgiving special, and then Christmas gets in the way. It's been a really interesting project because I've written like 10 new songs, and most of them are in the style of my friends who will be performing them. So I wrote like a Double Click song, and I wrote a Marian Call song. And it's been a very fun and very exhausting exercise. And I think it's going to be a really fun show, and I also look forward to Thursday when I can just sleep forever. It'll be so good.
So that's coming up this Wednesday?
Yes.
And
Tickets are still on sale. If you go to bit.ly/lowercase capital versus lowercase Xmas. I didn't make that a very memorable thing. But you could also just Google Thanksgiving versus Christmas and it'll probably come up. Or I've been tweeting about it a lot.
It's also on the Triple Doors calendar on
Yeah.
their site.
It's a real show now, which is surprising. It kind of happened in all these baby steps. And then like last week I woke up and went, bus, I got to make a show. Oh, man.
We really want to come. We're unfortunately busy with this silly bus nonsense. Will there be coloring pages?
Oh, not that I'm aware of, but we will have posters that are mostly black and white. So if you want to color those in, totally can.
Some of Molly's shows have coloring pages.
Yeah.
There's a couple of questions in our blog post here, and then chat. If you guys want to post questions, we can ask some more of your questions that you post while we talk. Somebody has asked if you have any plans, I guess this is like ever, for an international tour of any kind.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know that there's interest. It's just that transatlantic flights are a little expensive. I would love to go to like Germany, and I know in the UK there are uke people, but I actually don't know how to plan a tour like domestically. So I think I need to. I haven't leveled up to international tour status yet. Got to roll for initiative, I guess.
I think Angela wrote a blog post.
She did.
just follow that.
You can't all tour with the double clicks all the time. But that would be my ideal setup, I think, if I just had a sister who could do that for me.
Another question, it's a little silly, but it leads to a valid question. Will you marry me, or at the very least release another CD, or barring that, just keep being awesome, can you do that? I think the answer is yes. Do you have any plans to release another CD in the future, though?
Yeah, it's not my intent to marry this person, though thank you for asking. Yeah, I do. I do have plans to. I mean, once this musical is off my back, I put it on my own back, I guess, in fairness. But there is a whole passel of other songs, and I have a Patreon, which is patreon.com/Molly, where any new songs that would end up on a prospective next album will go there first. And so if you want to kind of be in on that process, you can check my Patreon out. I have a song about beards. I have a song about Stephen Fry. I have a song about dudes that wear fedoras. It's a whole thing. So the next album's going to be great. I don't know when it's going to happen, but hopefully sometime next year. And I can't remember what the other thing was. Oh, being awesome. I guess I can do that.
If you must.
But just because they asked nicely.
Go ahead, Aaron.
No.
Oh, you looked like you were going to say something. If, as I said to the chat, if there are questions, please do go ahead and ask them. Kathleen?
Okay, Molly, this was a meme last year when you were up here, but how many ukuleles do you own now? Do you still have 11?
Let me think. There's 3 Ohanas, there's 2 Maimoes, there's a Kala, there's another Kala, there's...
You have one more.
I have one more.
It's the.
I have the other baritone. I have a tenor now, so 13 I think is where
13.
we are.
So you're averaging 2 ukuleles a year?
Yeah.
There's a baritone with a pickup.
There's 2 baritones.
Yeah, there's a new baritone, which is fairly recent, and then there's the tenor with pickup.
Yeah, I have to go by brand. It's,
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
It's like, how many pets do you have? Well, I have a bird and a cat and another bird and a horse. Like I should count all the birds at once, you know.
But those 2 are the most recent.
The bird and the horse, yeah.
Yeah. So I think. If
Yeah,
you
I
had
think-
11 last time, then 13.
I think we average
is
about
correct.
a
Yeah.
ukulele and a half every year, give or take. It's a problem. I have a whole closet that's full of ukes. I have a tree that we used to keep rock band instruments on, and it's becoming increasingly ukeified.
So it's like any uke that comes down.
Well, because you can carry it under your arm, right? You go
Right.
into a store and you go, oh, I guess I'll buy some strings. Oh, that's adorable. And then you can just like carry it under your arm. Like you can't just like buy a piano on impulse. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
You can't just fit a piano into your car, but you can be like, oh, maybe I'll play this. It's adorable. Yeah, sure. It's a disease. It's an affliction.
It's a good sounding disease. We all enjoy your music.
Oh, well, good.
Related to having that many ukuleles in the tree, which I have seen, and it's impressive, in your house. Ben, I don't know if this would apply to anybody else watching, but it very well may. Any advice for living with a musician?
Let's see. Yes, learn to know when you shouldn't be in the house.
That's true.
Yeah, because when songwriting is happening, that's kind of a very personal process, and I have learned that there are times when it is better for me to run errands.
What? Yeah.
And kind of go do some other things outside of the house.
Well, and lately
instead of-
what he's been doing is he's been playing Destiny with headphones on, so he can't hear what I'm doing and I can't hear what he's doing. And also our house is fairly tall, so I can just run up to the top floor and you can shimmy on down to the ground floor and play Destiny. But yeah, like separation of space. And also just kind of like not leaving ukuleles on the floor. He's also learned not to move my phone. Because if he does, I'm like, oh, I was just writing, I had an idea for a song and my phone was right here. Where is it? And then I
Yes.
flip tables.
Yeah, if it has anything to do with the songwriting process, it is best if you don't touch it ever.
Yeah.
That would be
Closet
another-
space is at a premium in our house because it either has ukuleles in it or suits. And so there's like this turf war going on for our closets right now. And I would say Ben is winning.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to pare it down, but
It's like
yeah.
trying to win Senate seats. Like ukulele gained the majority in the closets of the House.
I've seen this closet. It's
So do the suits and ukuleles start to express opinions when you want to make major life choices? Is that something that's starting to happen? Are you have the
we have
suits
to-
or ukuleles ever vetoed any sort of like major life decision?
They have vetoed a couple purchases because I've gone like, well, should I buy studio lights now? Well, where would we keep them? Because the suits have outvoted where they would be. Yeah, like, I would say because the closet that one up there is like this nice. I want to call it like the DMZ of this whole war because it's got lights in the bottom and suits and shirts up top, and they're kind of competing for space. And I feel that will decide how the rest of the those are the swing states.
Right, and
in
I'm
this.
trying to keep I'm trying to keep the suits from growing, and I'm trying to actively reduce.
They multiply. I don't know how they
Right.
do it.
Oh, I know how they do it. But yeah, I'm trying to keep that from going any bigger than it already is, and I'm trying to get rid of things that I'm like, well, realistically, I haven't worn this in a couple of years. I'm probably not going to wear it again, and certainly not a thing that I should keep.
We should just get a giant humidor that we can keep both ukuleles and suits in. Just a giant walk-in. Just welcome, and like make it whatever the black box is made out of. So if like our house burns down, then the suits and the ukes are okay.
I think
You
that
two
would-
are two charred bodies next to the humidor, but the suits
Yeah.
and the ukes are okay.
Yeah, and like
we
Maybe
couldn't
that
find
was a
key.
bit dark.
no, someone's like,
It's a little dark.
yeah, if we go totally Owen and Baru on the whole thing, then whoever's the Luke and like can stand over, looking forlornly at your suits. Sorry.
Molly, we had a question from the chat saying, I really want to see Thanksgiving versus Christmas, but I'm not on the West Coast. Is there going to be any kind of recording made or anything like that? So other people? Ooh.
We've actually not been too forward about it in the advertising because it is on a Wednesday night, and I understand that if it were me and I was like, oh, cool, a nerd thing on Wednesday night. Oh, Wednesday night, like, because I'm the person that's like, oh, Captain America 2, I'll just buy the DVD, you know, and so we haven't really talked about it, but yes, there will be a recording, and we're hoping that it is of the quality where we can release it as a live album sometime before next Halloween. So if you can geographically get yourself there, I encourage you to do so. But
Because it's probably the only time you'll get to see it.
yeah, it's a pretty big cast. We have like 16 people in the show, and it's going to be hard to get all these people together again. So if you want to see the live thing, please do. But not everybody can live in Seattle, and I understand this. I'm coming to terms with it.
Well, who's in? I mean, who all is in the cast?
We have the Double Clicks, we have Marion Call, we have the Mongrel Jews, who are very fun. I don't know if this sort of crowd has heard a lot from them, but they're really neat. We have Seth Boyer, we have Nicole Deeker, formerly known as Hello the Future. We have Kiri Callahan, who is a geek and sundry blogger and a novelist and just a generally talented tiny person. And Joseph Scrimshaw will be narrating the whole deal. And Vasey and Tony is the house band. It's there's a lot of moving parts to the show.
And Kevin Murphy.
And Kevin Murphy's playing Santa Claus. What?
Wow.
Mic drop.
That's
Dropping
really
on the mic.
cool.
Yeah. And so yeah, it'll be hard to get all those people in a room again. So if you want to see it live, this is the time to do it.
Can I show them his?
Oh, Ben really
Santa
wants
jacket?
to show you. Yeah.
Do you guys? Does everybody
wanna
want to
get
see
a
the
sneak
Santa jacket?
costuming peek?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Because we thought about like, okay, Kevin Murphy's playing Santa Claus, and he played Bobo the Monkey for years and years on Mystery Science Theater. So how do we avoid putting him in a fur suit again, because he's had enough of that? And so Ben found this smoking jacket, and got it trimmed up to be vaguely Santa-y. Check this out. Check this bus out. It's Kevin hasn't even seen this yet.
Wow.
Right? Santa baby, just slip some money
You guys
under
see
the tree.
The
For
frog
us.
knots on the.
Very nice.
It's like a double-breasted smoking jacket. But
Okay.
all right.
Thank you, Ben.
Keep some surprise.
Got it. You gotta keep some mystery. But yeah, so The answer to that question is yes. There will be a recording eventually, but not for a while.
Okay, we got some excited people who do not live anywhere near Seattle who are wondering about that. But if you live near Seattle, go to the show. It's very exciting. All right. Do we have anything else, Tally, that you want to talk about? Can I ask some questions? Molly, what's your favorite album that came out this year?
Ah,
I just want to talk about music.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. People were really excited about the Taylor Swift album, and I downloaded it, and I was kind of like, about it. But I can't think of the last time I bought an entire album.
Okay, what's the best music you've heard that came out this year? Aside from your musical that you wrote yourself that is making its world premiere on Wednesday, the 19th? The 18th?
That's not out yet.
The 19th.
That's a tricky question. I would have to look at my Spotify. What have I jammed the most to?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either. Oh, dang.
I mean,
I don't know. Pass.
yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think of isn't really new, but there was
The new Nickel Creek album. Dang, I was excited about that.
That's really good.
Because I've been a Nickel Creek fan since 10, and they reunited and went on tour this year. And their new album is really good, you guys. Because it's just as good as
A Dotted Line.
A Dotted Line by Nickel Creek. It's as good as Nickel Creek has ever been, but it's more mature somehow. It's very inspiring for me as a musician because there's hope that I'll get better.
When was the last time they actually were together as a band?
They broke up in 2005 because I was 15 and devastated.
Almost a decade.
And they've been playing together since they were like toddlers, so it was understandable. But
well, the Watkins siblings they do a regular thing.
yeah, they're siblings. They can't break up in the way a band can. But that's kind of that's sort of the Double Clicks contingency as well. Is of course they get along. They're siblings, but yeah, it's
that is not the case with all siblings.
no.
Well,
I wouldn't form a band with my brothers. It's true.
We were talking about this earlier. It's like their music is just as awesome as ever, but they went out and had life experience, and now they can sing about that, and it's so good. And they're so talented.
No, and there's the solo stuff that we got in the hiatus is equally juicy and nice. Because there's a documentary on Netflix about Chris Thiele's whole sort of exploration outside of the band and how he was trying to do classical music and bluegrass at the same time, and nobody knew what to do with that. And he was like, I don't know how. I understand this. Why doesn't anybody else understand it? And it's really fascinating. It's called How to Grow a Band. But so yeah, that would be my top pick for this year. Sorry, Ben. I forget that you're tall sometimes.
I like it. This is not music related, but it came up in the chat a while ago, and I feel like you both might have an opinion on the matter. Trilby or Fedora?
You mean like which one is the choice you shouldn't make, or
Ben, whatever you'd
just,
like to tell us. Are you going to tell us that they're both the choice you shouldn't make?
No, I mean
we have visual aids if you would like.
No, I mean I think that both can be good hats. I think that Trilby's have been soured by a lot of poor choices, in the same way that the pork pie hat is really kind of a hat you can't wear anymore, thanks to Dennis Duffy. But I honestly like the fedora with the kind of more classical brim, but mostly with suits and overcoats and kind of in that more traditional fashion. I don't care for it so much when it is used in like street style, for lack of a better descriptor.
I agree. I think that either hat is acceptable, but not with a t-shirt and a kilt. You know what I mean? I think it's a part of an ensemble.
I'm glad that the fedora is the approved choice, because I discovered recently you can get them at 7-Eleven. So that makes them easy to access. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Is it made of like
branding?
Yeah. Is it made of chili or what?
Yeah, or paper, I guess. Although paper is completely a legitimate thing to make a summer hat out of. No, I have actually. I've kind of like I used to have. Well, I still have a ton of hats that I haven't gotten rid of, but really there are two hats that I will actually wear at this point. One of them is a Panama hat that is crushable and rollable and intended for travel.
I feel like
that one is, but I'm not going to get up and get it. And then the other one is basically the sort of fall and winter version of it, which is just a basic brown fedora, but it is actually rollable, and you can crush it up, and it will retain shape.
I don't have any hats.
So I've just found that I've kind of gone into more neutral choices with those rather than having hats that are zany, or maybe hats that have skulls on them, or half of the other things that you can buy at Guru and Brothers or some of the other places. And they actually have really good hats. They just have some that are really questionable. But yeah, I find I prefer those to. I'm going to stop now because
So,
I will. talk
Wait.
forever.
I need to bring this back for a second here. Ben, are you telling me you have a hat that you can roll and wear and it won't wrinkle, but I can't find a dress made out of that fabric?
Yeah.
Okay, an affordable dress made out of that fabric because I am poor. Anyhow, we should. Speaking of, we should get to giveaways, right, Tally?
So I hear Liz tells me that, Molly, you wanted to do a giveaway of some cool stuff.
We do have some cool stuff.
Would you like to tell us what your cool stuff is?
Which should we start with?
Let me hand
Ben's gonna administer
your
them
stuff,
to me. So
and you start with this.
So a couple things. I have a song. I might have played it last year. I don't recall, about Mr. T. And the thing that happens when you write a song about a very specific thing is that people go, "Oh, Molly must really like Mr. T," and then you get Mr. T related gifts for every birthday and Christmas. And so my good friend Logan got me these things, not realizing I already have like 3 or 4 copies. So we have a rubber duck that has Mr. T's head for some reason.
Wow.
Geezy. And then we have a pretty decent shaped copy of Mr. T, The Man with the Gold by Mr. T, which is his autobiography. And one of my favorite, it's got some pictures of him from his childhood. It talks about his days as a bodyguard, and he kind of implies at some point that he killed a guy, but he doesn't really say it. So he talks about, this is my favorite passage, it's in the first chapter, and he's talking about how he strives to be a role model to the children, because they are the future. And so he says of the children, "Now as their hero, my advice to them is this: stay away from drugs, listen to your parents, and stay in school. I don't want a kid to try to be tough like me, but to have a tender heart. Be a scientist, a doctor, or an astronaut, because everyone can't be Mr. T." So that's the Mr. T bundle.
Goodness.
Wow.
Wow.
And I think, Ben, you had some things that
I
you wanted to
do.
sweeten this pig with already.
I have a couple of other odd things from a lot of places. So I have a couple of N64 games. So Conker's Bad Fur Day is one of them.
Ooh, somewhat of a rarity now.
It is a little rare. Then there's Ogre Battle 64.
Speaking of rare N64 games.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the gold cartridge Ocarina of Time.
Ooh.
It's in pretty nice condition, actually.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I had this
haven't,
one, but I
haven't
beat the crap
wrecked
out
it.
of it. Yeah.
So, and then
This is where this is.
Yeah, there are a
the sweetest
couple. There are a
part of the
couple
pig.
more. So then I have a Super Nintendo game. Have you guys heard of Chrono Trigger?
Oh.
Sounds familiar.
Speaking
Okay.
of rare cartridges in high demand.
Okay, cool. And yeah, that's all the cartridges I have. But there's one other thing.
I'm drum on the book. Very excited about this.
Yeah, no, this is not bad. Do you know Panzer Dragoon Saga?
What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's the sound I hope they would make.
Yeah. And it's still, it's exactly as it came, so it's still got ads for, there's the terrible ads on the back of it for other
Wow.
games. And then the 3 little paper containers for the other CDs, since it is 4 CDs. Yeah, so so I have a couple of games.
So-
and
No
theoretically,
big deal.
this all came from, I had a storage unit that I hadn't touched in a long time. And
You
I
owned an
went through
arcade
it.
for a bit.
Well, yeah, there was that too.
But that's not from this? Okay, sorry. Never mind.
No, but you might be able to convince me to sweeten the pig with something from that.
Oh, I don't.
You probably know what it is.
I think I do.
But yeah, so my hope is that eventually, because I sorted through the stuff and some of it has to get shipped. My hope is that for next year I can go through the rest of the collection I have, because I have a lot of old and rare Dreamcast games. So maybe, but this is what I have on me.
Yeah. So we got the.
Wow.
And we have other pig sweeteners,
then,
but
wow.
it depends.
All right. So are we looking at auction time then? Is that what's happening?
Well, were you guys wanting to run an auction, or were you wanting to do a donation drive giveaway? I will let you decide what you think would be
Well,
most exciting for you.
You guys are the experts here.
Yeah.
Given what we have on the plate, what do you think?
Well, one of the problems is if we wanted to do a donation drive, we probably should have done it right from the beginning, so it could have been for her whole thing.
I mean, we can keep running it.
We could keep running it, but then they won't know how big it is for the pig sweetening.
That's true.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
So-
if we're looking at pig sweetening, auction is probably the way to go.
Okay. Then maybe.
And then we can
Yeah.
just FedEx these things.
Because
to you.
we. Yeah.
Lickety splits.
What?
Well, 50% of people in the chat are like auction, and some people are like giveaway. Because they want to.
It
That's
depends
fair.
on how much money the particular person speaking has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. I can see wanting everyone to get a chance at the sweet swag.
Now, I will let you guys decide. There is one thing that we could do, I think, in order to make a pig sweetener feasible with a giveaway, because usually pig sweeteners fit with live auctions. We could say that we're going to run it as a giveaway donation drive, and you guys could pick an amount, and we'll pick how long it goes. And we can say something like, if the donation drive raises X amount,
Well, if our
or
total is above X
if our
amount.
total gets to X amount, or if our total during this donation drive hits X amount by X time, you'll throw in this pig sweetener, and you could tell us what it is, and people can try and. So that would be the way we could still sweeten the pig if we're going to do a giveaway.
Yeah. Well, we have. Should we pick? We have more than one pig sweetener, but we can maybe narrow it down to. I
So
think that
which
one's.
one?
I think that one.
You want to
Yeah.
throw this at the.
Okay,
I
so
don't
here's our not the ukulele. We just put it on the ukulele for display purposes. But my friend Chip made these social justice class buttons, which you may have seen on Tumblr. And I had the privilege of helping her sell these at Geek GoCon, and they sold out within 45 minutes.
Wow.
And they are now out of print. We have a social justice bard, and a social justice cleric, and a ranger, and a rogue, and social justice warrior, and a social justice wizard, and then a ukulele logo, which is not relevant. So I think, yeah, I'll let you guys decide the amounts. But yeah, if we hit an amount or some such, then we'll throw in a set of buttons with not a ukulele attached to them.
There is definitely some debate about which one would be better, and the chat is.
We could also
No, the
we could
chat is
also-
divided.
Also, the chat is like, I want buttons.
We could also we could do live auction certain things and then make the buttons their own deal later. Like I'll just send these to you and you can make them a giveaway item
I don't think we'll get that for the
when is appropriate.
I would say let's go ahead and do a giveaway
All right.
and give a tier at which the buttons get thrown in. And I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a high tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's run a giveaway for an hour until 6:30. We will need a number that we want the giveaway to be for, and we need a tier at which the buttons get thrown in.
So you guys should pick the number.
Well, why are you pointing? I don't know what number to pick.
You know numbers. You know what numbers are?
The typical, so you guys have context. The typical for like a donation number is like somewhere between $5 and $10 is usual.
And sometimes it's a sort of a random number, like, $6.72 because that's someone's birthday or what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then multiples thereof.
Shh. Very special people, wizards.
So some significant number. The other thing that I'll say about the tiers is that, like, with no giveaway going on, as soon as it was like get Jared in a duck onesie, $5,000 came in like that.
Yeah.
So, we can, I would say like a $10,000 goal for the throw-in is not unreasonable. Really? I'm still salty about the duck costume, Kathleen.
He's a little better.
I just dropped the rain.
Lots of people in chat are
In an hour?
saying that the chat is mostly saying auction and
We
not
could-
giveaway. I mean,
Yeah.
we could
Or
also.
we could chuck in the other pig sweetener, depending on how the auction goes.
That's
All
true.
right.
We could separate the buttons and do them as like
Yeah.
a giveaway with.
'Cause
Trust
they-
me, there
look
are
at
a
how
couple of other
collectible they are.
pig
And they're
sweeteners.
sort of craft-like in there.
Okay.
about-
I would be down with buttons as giveaway. Everything else is auction.
Yeah, how about this? We'll run an auction right now. And before we start the auction, let's pick a donation drive number, and people during the auction can enter that donation drive for the giveaway to win the buttons.
Okay.
So you can either bid in the auction, or if you can't afford to bid in the auction, you can join the donation drive and try to win the buttons.
And we should mention that we have changed the rules this year, so you can't win a donation drive by winning an auction.
No double dipping.
There's no
Ooh.
more double dipping this year, which is important for those of you
That
who
is
are
important.
excited about double dipping.
So,
It's unhygienic.
the chat, Molly, is saying some number plus 23 cents for the donation drive because Molly
Sure.
23.
Yeah. We could do 11/23, which is my birthday. I think we did that last year, didn't we? I was up there.
Yeah.
It's possible.
How about, that seems a little high. How about like 8?
823.
Because it's Desert Bus 8
Yeah, makes
I like
sense.
I like it. So $8.23.
for the buttons?
That's right.
Yes.
So we're gonna start that right now then.
Okay.
And when our auction is done, it's going to be a quick donation drive. So do not wait to
Yeah.
get your donations in there because it only lasts till the end of this auction.
Oh goodness.
Oh, man. Ooh. Fingers on buzzers.
That is a very
Okay.
quick donation drive.
You talk while I get the auction.
Okay. All right. So I'm doing here is the very professional stretching for time. So all right. Yeah, we can do. What is the pig sweetener for your auction? Were you guys talking about doing the buttons as the pig sweetener if there's an auction, or is there something else?
if
No,
they're
we
doing an
have
auction,
an
No,
additional
there's
pig
other
sweetener.
stuff.
Oh,
If-
there's
if-
an additional
if
pig
it's an
sweetener.
auction, we can leave that
Yeah,
as a surprise.
So there is a pig sweetening that could happen, is what we're saying.
Right, and
Yes.
and we will leave it
That
to
might
their
happen.
discretion whether they want to,
Yeah.
sweeten and
To
if
sweeten
they
the
want to
pig.
impose, rules on that sweetening.
Excellent. All right.
Sounds
So just to review while we're just getting the auction fired up, this is for a Mr. T duck, or a duck with a Mr. T face.
It's a Mr. T rubber ducky.
A Mr. T rubber ducky. The incredible biography of, or is it an autobiography of Mr. T?
It's an autobiography.
Oh,
T,
Mr.
the
T's
man with the
words
gold.
himself, right from the T's mouth into your eyes. And some extremely rare games. We have, I have to admit, my brain kind of stopped a little bit when I saw Chrono Trigger, but there's Zelda,
Right.
Chrono Trigger,
There's Ogre Battle 64.
oh, by Atlas.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Ooh.
Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo.
Ah.
And Panzer Dragoon Saga.
Ah.
Now, Kathleen, you say Ogre Battle by Atlas, but actually Quest, the company who made Ogre Battle, is part of Square now.
Oh, it's part of Square now.
It's-
Well, it
it's
was
a-
released by Atlas, though.
It's
wasn't
a
it?
it's a Matsuno game. It's the guy who directed
Does
Final
say
Fantasy
Atlas
12.
on the thing.
Yeah, like I thought Atlas made or released it.
They published
Yeah.
it for sure.
Okay.
But the people who developed it are part of Square now.
What you're saying is that we are having warring, like a battle for like who knows more.
Ogre. No, I'm saying Ogre
JRPG
Battle
trivia.
brings multiple JRPG publishers together.
Are you okay? Ben's got another pig sweets.
Oh, well,
We just
hold
dug
on.
through our house, going like, what can we purge for the children's, and keep finding stuff.
What can we part with for
I
the
think-
kitties?
Okay,
This
so
is
Ben
a
has
good
another
sweetener.
in the rare games.
Oh.
swoop. There's his head. There's his hand.
Oh,
In case you forgot what
Oh.
Ben.
I just wanted it nearby.
Ben's a hominid.
So,
all right.
all right, are we?
Are we ready to start the auction?
Because we will need some keys.
I think that's the last sweet.
Yes.
The thing you just brought over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
Because the other one's not. Well, I guess Mr. T's not related to
No.
items either.
All right.
Yeah.
We've
I
got
think it'll be
our
okay.
tech representative. If you guys aren't aware of this here, Molly and Ben, we have made starting an auction a much bigger deal. It requires 2 keys to activate.
We have been watching the stream.
Yeah.
We are not. We're. Oh, it's
Might have
auction
been turned.
time.
Ah.
All
right.
right. So now the auction can begin. So
Activate the auction.
Music.
It's auction time.
okay, the 3-step auction initiation process has started. Yeah.
And Suffix has the high bid. No, Sisyphus has the high bid. No, Rygar has the high bid at $500.
Whoa.
my
Okay. So
God.
it's $500 without music. Do
Wow.
do.
Kind of kicking a high gear when the music starts.
You get
Cost is the current high bid. It's $600.
and engineering. That timer for the button giveaway is wrong. It's only going until the end of the auction. I said an hour initially, and
Then he changed his mind.
no, Tally and Kathleen, you just said till the end of the auction.
Look, he's wearing a duck
can do
onesie.
it.
He's clearly unhinged.
That was not me. That was not me.
So once again, our high bid right now is Lord Hosk for a ton of video games.
$650.
For Impsy Love. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That escalated quickly. There we are.
Ooh.
Mr. Flip.
Hosk says he's only bidding for the Mr. T rubber ducky.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, he's doing the Lord's work.
Dandon Storm 12 going in with $755.
Omega Laren with $1,000.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think. Well, I think because I think the second batch. I think we're ready to.
To sweeten
Do
the
you want to
pig.
sweeten that pig?
Yeah. Should we? I think both of those.
All
Okay.
right. Dandon Storm coming in with
ahead.
1,050.
Okay.
So let's
So we
sweeten
also-
this. Oh
We
my
also
goodness.
have a Blu-ray of the Avengers signed by Clark Gregg.
Ooh.
And we have
Can we-
a DVD copy of Dr. Horrible Sing-Along Blog signed by Nathan Fillion. Right there in blue there. See, that's his face down in the... Yeah, point to his
Right
face.
above,
in case
right
you
above
forget.
his face. See,
Yeah.
there's Nathan, and there's his signature.
Fun for the whole family.
Wow. All right. So in that time, Mad Theorist bid 1,100, and then Dandon Storm went back up to 1,150. And not. Oh, this might. He says this might work. Oh my goodness.
I
So
can't
we're,
even...
not-
And
we're
the
now.
chat
I know, I
I
can't.
can't even
is
see the
very
bid.
want.
Everybody's talking about the bid.
they're just reacting right now.
Yeah.
Tried to bid 1555, but it's bidding now.
So. He did. So. Oh.
Oh,
A cook too
1600.
many. 1,600. Oh my
Excellent.
goodness.
We've seen a Cook Too Many in a few auctions today, so definitely someone with discerning taste.
Oh, a Megalairon, $2,000 this time for sure. He
And again,
says.
these two high-profile bidders in a battle against each other. Who will prove victorious? The last thing that they were bidding on as well was a meteorite from Phil Plate, which is also duck-shaped. So it's possible that they're
They-
both after duck-shaped things.
Maybe we can auction you
Duck
next.
collection.
You know, if you want to get me out of the moon base or remote lunar capsule, that is doable.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So we have a current high bid of $2,000. Oh, anonymous list 2,250. Not this time, Omega. He says. He says no.
Omega
Oh,
has definitely been throwing some weight around in these auctions as well.
Wow. Oh my God. All right. Desert Bus 8, Year of the Duck.
And I would say go ahead and trump Omega because Omega also put me over on the duck onesie. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Dan Storm 12 says he's out after giving it his best shot,
Okay.
his buck shot, his duck shot.
duck shot.
Duck shot. Sorry, I'll stop. All right. This auction is Quackers. Says Camera Heads. Oh my goodness. All right. So we are aware that there's a significant lag, but we're going to call going once to
Okay.
anonymous list for 2,250, which is a lot of money. So.
All right,
Oh.
Here's the other pig
I'm
sweets.
going to sweeten the pig here. I think this might be the last one. So, yeah, that's a circuit board, but hopefully you can make out what it says right there.
Battletoads?
Yeah, the Battletoads arcade board. I have no idea if this works. Honestly, the battery's probably dead, but this is the thing,
it's
and it
been
doesn't
kept in-
have a copy protection like a CPS system, so it should be good.
So,
Yeah, Battletoads.
I like them.
Holy cow.
2450 to Omegalairon. Oh my God. All right.
It's a pretty sweet pig.
Pig, super diabetic. Omega Laren up to 2450.
Pig rolled in sugar turned into a Battletoad.
Yes, we do have Battletoads.
Yeah. Okay, the chat is now just being like, what, Battletoads, what, not possible, oh, toads, no. So we'll just let them catch up a little bit. Wow. All right, so the high bid is now $24.50 for Omega Laron. Sacred Relic. So Ben, could you talk a little bit about why it's that Battletoads arcade board is very interesting?
Because it's rare. I mean, that's the shortest way. I mean, it's.
How did you come by it yourself?
Oh gosh. Well, I used to run an arcade in. A friend of mine had like an import store back in the PlayStation and then like Dreamcast days, and so I had an arcade that was mostly just curated. It was basically stuff I really wanted to play, and then like a couple of things that were quarter hogs, like an import of Dragon Ball Z fighting game, which was atrocious, but it was really, really popular, so it made a fair amount of money. And so I just started snatching up boards of games that I was interested in, and Battletoads was one of them. So that's how I got it.
Can you describe it a little bit? Like, I mean, I know about Battletoads and Battle Maniacs for the Super Nintendo. Is it similar to that?
Well, I mean, so as far as I know, I don't think there's really any other version that is exactly the same as the arcade game. It's kind of like TMNT, only brutally difficult, and it's 3-player.
Oh, it's really hard.
With Zitz, Pimple, and Rash.
I had a friend in high school, and what we would do on the weekends is we would rent Battletoads and try to beat it, and we never did.
Oh no, I mean, I definitely played the NES game to death. Literally in game anyway, repeatedly.
There's a cat. Oh, by the way, the high bid is $2,500 to a Cook Too Many, and we haven't seen bids in a while, so going once.
Laron actually has a motive that he fainted.
Ooh.
That Omega Laron may have tapped out.
Of this auction. Oh.
Dan and Storm came back with a.
I have a cat in my face right now.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Okay. Sumi, say hi to the nice people.
This is our cat, everybody.
Say hi to the children.
Whoa!
So-
$27.50 anonymous-less.
Well,
He is not letting this go without a fight.
To repeat what Matt was trying to say in the background, it sounds like Omega Laron it might be out. So we're gonna call going once on 2750, just to make sure that we're being prompt with these calls.
Wow. This is. Oh. What?
Storm has placed a bid, but it hasn't come.
There you go.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
It's got.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She's not good anywhere now.
All right, let's see what's happening. We know Dan and Storm may have tried to submit something. Oh, that speeder bike level. Someone just posted a GIF. That is where I was like, I got past that once, and I was
God.
like, oh, yes, finally got there, and then it gets so much worse.
Oh yeah. You're
Oh, I
like,
forgot
finally,
about that.
how bad can it be?
All right, we should call going twice on this.
Yes.
If Dan wants to get another bid in, we will make sure that there is time.
He says he's eyeing his bank account.
'Kay.
Now, we had a problem earlier. Somebody tried to snipe an auction at the last second, and it was too late. We had
Slightly
already
too
called
late.
it.
Yeah, we
So-
are not
Don't wait that long.
kidding around. So if you want to put it in, if you want to get your bid in, you get your bid in now. Because
Ooh, space bit.
whoa. Anonymous is not playing around. We're
He
just we're
says
done.
no.
Everyone else get out. We're going straight to 3,000.
So the high bid is now $3,000 to anonymous list, going once. Whoa.
And because that was a space bid,
Wow.
I think it's also fair to actually go straight to going twice.
Yeah. So once again, we will leave a significant amount of time. We will not do this. We will not rush into a final call because we know there's lag. But if you want to snipe this auction, you have to do it right meow. So,
right now.
yeah. Ah, kitty.
Oh.
And remember, the end of this auction is also the end of the button giveaway. So if you want to get donations in for a chance of winning those buttons, that is an $8.23 donation or a multiple thereof that needs to be in basically immediately, because as soon as we call this auction, that will be done skis. So we
Jared,
called.
We should explain what those buttons are maybe quickly.
One more time.
Yes, one more time.
And just
They are, it's a set of 6 buttons. You have a social justice bard, wizard, rogue, warrior, cleric, and what is that, ranger?
Ranger.
I'm a social justice bard myself. And they are made by Chip Nixon, who let me sell those at Geek Girl Con, and they sold out within like 40 minutes. So they're a very rare hot ticket item. And they're not available on the internet yet. So get them while they're here.
All right. So that, I think we've given plenty of time. We haven't seen any more bids after the space bid. So
No.
Jared, do you want to?
We've called very going once.
Can we get? Do we have our bell?
We've called
Ian-
extremely
Yeah,
going
yeah,
twice.
All right, we got that.
And so it is going to be time to pronounce this auction sold.
Hear that.
No, she's not very happy about that.
Congratulations.
But congratulations.
To Anonymousless for $3,000 to the children.
Wow, that's impressive. And now we're very quickly going to draw for that button giveaway. So you've got like a few seconds basically to get your last things in while we're just writing down the information from the auction. Right now.
Right now.
Right now. Right. All right.
Box to send these.
So thank you guys so much to Molly and Ben for, can we get the auction over? Oh, there it goes. Thank you, Molly and Ben, so much for your incredible generosity here for these incredible prizes. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Are
absolutely.
you wiggling the
I
cat?
am wiggling the
Okay.
cat. I'm sorry.
And for calling in and
Put the cat back
hanging out with
on.
us in general. That's also
Yeah.
super sweet. We are always
Yeah, I'm sorry we couldn't make it up
Say
there
hi to the
this
nice
year.
people soon.
Yes.
Nope. Okay.
Oh, no, she's done.
Oh, she does not like people.
Aww.
Many of us look forward to seeing you hopefully very soon in just a couple of weeks. So
Yes.
that is
Miss you
that is
guys.
good
Hope
for
so.
us. But I know our viewers wish that they were also able to see you very soon.
Yes, and if you're not doing an incredible, awesome musical next year, you should come back for Desert Rose 9. Look at all the space that we hopefully have again next year.
I know.
And that donation looks to have already come in, which
Wow.
means that we are like right on the verge of hitting $90,000.
Oh, wow. All right.
Tempered
and-
applause because we're on the cusp.
All right, and we are.
So, the winner of the button donation drive is Derek Hardy. Thank you so much. And the total that was raised by that donation drive is $1,127.51, which was in
Not bad.
19 minutes.
Nice.
That's impressive.
Very impressive.
So thank you, everyone. And thank you, Ben and Molly, so much for calling in.
Ah, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
See you
Always a
next.
pleasure to
The
talk
same
to
time
you.
next year.
Same time next year. Same duck time.
Same time, same bus.
duck channel.
Yes, hopefully next time in person, though. But Jared, we'll put Jared in the duck onesie again.
Oh,
If
thank
want-
you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'll bring the
I
penguin onesie. I will.
appreciate that.
Yay! We'll be penguins together. Thanks so much, you guys. We will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye, Ben.
Bye.
Molly.